How many years have we been married today?
25.
25. Best day of Mom's life today, 25 years ago. Day she locked down this one. Locked him down. Luckiest lady on the whole planet. What do you think? No, it's just the opposite. Today is opposite day. We're going to Cades Cove. So on day 5 of our trip to Gatlinburg, we stayed in Gatlinburg and we hiked all around the Great Smoky Mountains over 8 days. And on our 5th day, we decided we would go to Cades Cove and we were going to ride bikes, and we wound up hiking it. So it's a very pretty drive. It takes about an hour to get from Gatlinburg to Cades Cove, but you're riding across, you're riding beside this river. There's all kind of things to kind of stop and see on the way. And then once you get close, you pull into the Cades Cove. There's like a campground area, and that's where you park. Or there's an area at the beginning of the hike. You could park there as well. So we got to change the plans. We got here at, what time, 8? Right there. And the bikes were already all gone. So it's going to be a 2 or 3 hour wait. So we're going to hike the 11-mile loop. We're going to sightsee, not bike ride. And we might do Abram Falls. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling halfway through. Now, normally there is traffic on this road, but they close the road to traffic on Wednesdays during a certain part of the year, and I'm actually going to time-lapse the entire hike, which goes, you start off kind of here at the beginning, and there's a little information station, and then you just take off. You can either bike it or hike it. Horses and turkeys. Now, on days where you're driving this, it is a traffic jam. Like, every time I've ever been on this road in cars, there's tons and tons of cars, and you're just in stop-and-go traffic throughout the entire loop. So, being able to just hike it and go at your own pace, it's a long hike. All Trails has it at about 10.5 miles. It's pretty flat. It's all paved. It's just a road. But you can stop anywhere you want and see anything you want to see, and the views are great, and it's nice. I'll be honest, the best part of this hike was literally just walking out in wide open spaces with the view that you're in. It was great. If you're not into doing the entire 10.5 mile hike, there's 2 different cutoffs that you can make. So this Sparks Lane Road is one cutoff, and at that same place, there's also this little tour that we went back. It's kind of a trail that goes back to John Oliver Cabin, so we did that, which added to our 10.5 mile hike. So that footage right there was from the Primitive Baptist Church, which was further down the road in the time-lapse, but I just inserted the footage there. And it's just a church that's, again, it's kind of off the main road. You kind of drive or hike down a little gravel road, and you get to that, and there's a little cemetery and a church there. And there's places like that all along the entire time-lapse. Since we were in a church, I asked Emily to marry me again, so we renewed our vows. I'm very romantic like that. So it was at that point I realized that my time-lapse had stopped and I had missed a portion of the hike. I had turned off my beeps and missed it. Now at this point is that you can turn off and go to Abrams Falls, which is a full-blown hike to a waterfall in the green back there. And it's about the halfway point, and we were going to do that. If we were going to ride bikes, we were going to lock our bike up here and actually do that hike on the same day. We did not, because we were walking too much today, so we canceled. And then we were going to come back the next day and do that. So at this point, we just visited the Cable Mills Historic Area. which is right there with the red arrow. We were over halfway through the hike at this point, and we were hungry, so we had packed a picnic lunch. We had our 25th anniversary picnic lunch. We just had our little picnic lunch. About halfway done with our hike. So if you spend time in the Great Smoky Mountains, you'll see several of these homes that have been rebuilt. There's several like mills like this that have been rebuilt that you can go around. And this one just happens to be halfway point on the hike that you're on if you're doing this loop. And there's also a bathroom station there. So it's a good place to take a break and use the bathroom and then hit the road again. So we had been hiking all week. This was our 5th day of hiking in the Great Smoky Mountains, and this was actually one of the longer hikes we did. I think it was second longest. We started off the first day with our longest. This one was 14 miles when it was all said and done because we did the little off-the-road hikes. And I'll be honest, my feet were hurting. My body was kind of breaking down at this point, 5 days into that many miles. So a lot of pavement pounding was kind of rough on us that day. I would have much rather ridden my bike today. And if you can rent bikes and you like to ride bikes, then this is a great bike ride, and you can do it multiple loops. And I think that would be very fun. But I'll be honest, hiking it wasn't horrible. It was just a lot of walking after we had already been doing a lot of walking. It is very relaxing to walk just out in the open air like that. So that video right there is from Hyatt Lane, and that is the second point. If you want to make the hike a shorter hike, that's the second point where you can kind of cut through Hyatt Lane there and make the overall hike shorter if you don't want to do it all. So as you're doing the overall hike, there are other places that I did not shoot any video. I took pictures at those places, but I didn't shoot video of them. So there's that stop, and they label them on a little, they'll give you a map. This is the All Trails map, but it's the same map. So there's like at stop number 5, there's a Methodist church, there's a Missionary Baptist church building at stop number 7. And then, like I said, we're going to come back the next day and do the Abrams Falls hike, because that would have been like an extra 5 miles that we didn't want to do after doing the 13 something today, almost 14. And then at stop number 10, you can take another little hike off to the side and go to the Elijah Oliver place, which was a pretty fantastically redone house. And well worth kind of going up and seeing that. And then on this bottom piece, we did not do number 13, the Henry Whitehead place. It was back kind of further off the road, and we were getting pretty tired by over the halfway point. And then stop number 16 and 17, the Tipton place and the Carter Shield cabin. Both those are just right on the road and have little pull-offs, and they're easy to get to and to see. And then, like I said, if you don't want to do the entire red trail, which is, we made 14 miles of it, you can do cut-throughs at, 6 and 14, and then back at 2 and 18, and make it a really short hike. Bear crossing.
You see it? There's 2 of them, actually. They're up the tree. One's up the tree. See it? Climbing up in the tree. Come back here, Brian.
Black is climbing down.
2 of them across the road earlier.
Look at that. Oh, you can see it perfectly right here.
They flew up that tree. Yeah, they're 2.
He went coming woods, and he turned around and went back and sold the building.
Bye, bears.
That's pretty cool.
Now it's all flat.
We saw a bear.
2.
2 bears. That's the first time I've ever seen a bear in Great Smoky Mountains. Fun. So once we got to this point in the hike, I was really, every bicycle that would pass me, I wanted to just stop them and give them a $20 bill and let me, give me your bike. So you're just walking and walking. We had kind of lost track of where we were in mileage wise, like, because sometimes Strava, the mileage doesn't match what the trail says. So I didn't really know how much we had left. So we just kept walking and walking and hoping, hoping it would be over soon. Horse trail. Little wagon just went across the road, Mama.
Carriage ride.
When will this be over? It's not that bad, really. We thought we had another mile to go, and we're at the end of the loop. We did it. We have another mile to hike to our car, though. We did it. We set out to bike the 11 miles Cades Cove Loop today. The bikes were all taken, so we walked it. High five. We're tired.